Good afternoon, girlies. Okay, so now we're doing step 5, and before you start, make sure that when you flip it out to the seam right here, it's all nice and pretty and straight. So if you meet all those deadlines, that it's all nice and ready to go, then go ahead and lay it out. First, we're going to press the seam before we move on, because we want to press the seams every time for this project, to make sure that when it's done, it's all nice and pretty and laid out and it lays straight on you, because we want these to be comfortable pajamas. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to iron. This isn't an actual iron right now. It is, it's just a table. I'm just going to show you how it would work if it was on an iron. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it out straight. And then I'm going to make sure not to touch my hands. And this actually isn't on, but if it were on, I'm still going to be careful. So kind of spreading it apart, you're going to put the iron on top of that and flatten that seam out. And you're going to go over it, hold, and then you're going to press your steam button. And then just move down, steam, hold, until it lays flat like that. So you got this pretty side kind of flat looking thing. And you want to always do this like every single time on this project for both pants. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have both of my pants seams pressed, like so, I'm going to take, with the pretty side facing upwards, the bottom piece of the sandwich that I'm about to make. And then with the other pretty side facing that pretty side, you always want pretty sides to pretty sides. Together. So now you have both of these. So when you undo it, if you want to check, it'll look like that. Okay, so now you want to line up both of them and making sure that the notches are the same. So there's a 2 notch over here, and then there's a 3 notch over here, just as I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of line this up a little bit, but you don't really need to line it up right now. Okay, so the point is, you're going to flip this kind of, and you're going to see that seam right here, right where you sewed. I can see mine. And then on this pants, there it is right there. That's the middle of both of these. You want to line these up perfectly, like right on top of each other. So I did that and lined up the ends, like so. So now they're right on top of each other. It's hard to see, but one is right here and one is right there. And they're right on top of each other. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin that. Okay. I pinned that. And since I pinned it, I am ready to start pinning the rest. So I'm going to work my way up from the bottom, moving the fabric to line up with the other fabric on the bottom. And I'm going to do that from this side all the way up, from this side all the way up. So I'm going to quickly do that, and if you want to, you can slow it down while I'm doing it to make sure that you are doing it right. Okay, so now it's all the way pinned around, and it doesn't matter if it's slightly off at the top. It's okay. That'll be fine later. Okay, so now that I have it all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and mention something that I realized halfway through, but I just don't have the time to fix right now. But I would definitely go back and fix it. I just am very busy and do not have time to fix this. But I realized that when I turn this around, which this will be the top, I'm going to hold on. Oh, well, I thought that it was upside down, but apparently not. But just make sure that it's not upside down before you go on, because those are the 2 tops. And yeah, it's right. I must have seen it backwards or something. Or, oh, man, I swore that I saw it the right upside down. That is so funny. Anyways, so I'm glad it's correct, because I did not have time to go back and fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the sewing machine, starting from one side, going to the other, and I'm going to do a 5/8 inch, and make sure that you stay that far away all the way through turning your machine. Okay, so I'm at my sewing machine right now, and I'm going to go ahead and put it underneath and start sewing. Go ahead and do that, and then I'll be done in just a second. Okay, I just finished sewing around that U shape just now. And since that is going to be in between your legs and it is so easily to rip, we are going to sew right over what you just sewed on. So right on top of the last stitch that you did. Just like kind of like you're back stitching all the way, because my old pair of pants that I made actually ripped, and because I did not do that, I had skipped that step. So definitely do not skip this step. You are going to want it in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it at the second time. Okay, I just finished making the U shape, the U, and sewing it twice, 2 times. You don't want to skip that out. And if you haven't noticed, I was in art today. My hand is entirely blue, or green blue. Anyways, so now I have this, and to make sure, this is obviously very important, I'm going to cut it again. Let me get my scissors. I'm going to cut little notches inside of it, like in where it's triangles, and make sure not to hit your thread or you'll have to re-sew it on top of that spot. I'm just going to show you. So here's the middle right here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then 3 triangles from here. Let me make sure I get that out. Okay, so I got 3 triangles on this side, and now I'm going to do another 3 on the other side. And they don't really need to be spaced out. They can be right next to each other on the pants, just close to the middle. This is just to make sure that when you're moving, it has more flexibility, like it can move more without ripping. So we just want to make sure that these come out as best as possible, and make sure to be very careful and watch where your scissors are going. I've cut seams before and had to start over. It is not a fun process. So now that I have my 3 triangles and I've sewed twice on the U, I'm going to set that aside and do step 6, or wait till the next one posts. Thank you so much. If y'all have any questions, please ask. Just comment. And thank y'all for all the comments y'all have been putting on my videos. I really appreciate hearing from y'all. That makes my day. So thank you. Bye. See you next steps.